Hello everyone, Butcher Bricks here. Today I have a set review on set number 75299. This is from the LEGO Star Wars line. It's from the Mandalorian TV show. It's Trouble on Tatooine. It comes 276 pieces. It has some cool kind of box art in the front of the box. It's got, the background of Tatooine. It's got the whole set laid out with all three builds, all three figures. And it's got the same white greebling as is in past sets, but the Mandalorian's up here because it's a Mandalorian set. It's kind of a missed thing in my opinion, where they didn't include kind of a Beskar like print up here for the top right, kind of watermark, I guess you could say. But it's overall really good looking box art. I mean, it's pretty appealing on the shelf, as I did buy it. So you have a Mandalorian marking down here, since being from the Mandalorian TV show. If you haven't watched the TV show, I think you probably should. I highly recommend it. So we're gonna go down the side. Nothing really. Kind of got a speeder right here. You've got the top of the box, and you got just a life-size photo of the Mandalorian and his Beskar armor. And we'll go on to the back, and it's kind of got the set all laid out. But enough of that. Let's just get into the set itself. So there we go. Now that I have the set all laid out, let's get started with the minifigures. So the first minifigure we'll start off with is a Tusken Raider. He's got his little staff here. Nothing new about him. I don't believe there's anything new about this guy, but we'll review him for review's sake. On the back, he's got kind of like a leather sash that is connecting to the front. He's kind of got the back of his belt here. Robe detailing. Not really anything much on the back. Nothing on the sides. He's kind of got the same type of thing with, instead of just a plain leather sash type thing, he's got pouches for whatever he would carry in there. Some little silver dots indicating buttons. He's got more of the same around his waist. More robe detailing past that. He's got a little bit of hip detailing, which is kind of nice. Some leg detailing. It's kind of a nice little figure. I think my favorite thing about the Tusken Raider compared to the really old ones is the head mold. It's kind of got some bits sticking out. More detail is always better. So next figure, I guess you could say it's a figure, is the child. It's kind of nice to get him in this little $30 set because the only other set you get him in is the Razor Crest. But, he's kind of a really simple figure. There's not really much to him. He has the little print here. I think it doesn't take the full torso of him for his front, kind of like the robes he has in the show, but that's kind of disappointing that there's not like prints all around him or just on his back. His arms aren't posable. His head is removable, but I think his head has the most detail on this figure for sure. Got the little grooves that he has on the top of his head. His little black eyes with pupils. Got a molded mouth, molded nose. I really wish they would have had posable arms on this character, but I could see why they wouldn't, because it'd probably be pretty fragile. And the next figure we have here is the Beskar Mandalorian. He comes with his little blaster pistol here, kind of using this little pistol piece here in black. Then he's got his long rifle, comprised of the regular Star Wars blaster pistol, a lightsaber brown hilt, Technic clip type piece. It's kind of weird not having a stock on the back. Not really sure they could have done it, but maybe they could have introduced a unique mold. But that's just my 2 cents. Let's get into the minifigure itself. On the back, he has a giant plate right here of Beskar, the back of his leather sash, back of his utility belt, some undershirt showing there. Then on the sides, he's got 2 pauldrons, one on each side. 2 utility gadgets on his wrist, one on each side. And on this side, this pauldron has that kind of horned character he has in the show, which is pretty great to get that little detail. And then on the front, he's got the breastplate, the sash with ammunition, whatever he needs. And the utilities kind of got the same. Then on the hips, he has a print of his dark gray robes. Pretty simple print on the hips. On the legs, he has 2 reflective Beskar prints on his thighs, I believe. The cape is kind of like a hat width, seems like, cape compared to others. It's very nice. It kind of serves its purpose. In the show, he doesn't really have a full cape. Kind of one that just slings over his shoulder and covers his back a little bit. Kind of a weird looking helmet, in my opinion. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just really stubby to me. Like the black part is way too short here. It just seems like it all should have been pushed up a little bit. Maybe it's just me. My least favorite part about this figure is the black head. Just seems like they could have gone with the regular head of Din Djarin, but they decided to go with the black one, and that's probably my least favorite part about this figure. So first, let's review the builds of the set, starting off with the ballista. It looks really cool. It kind of is designed in a way to look pinned up and ready to shoot. It has these kind of long bar rods, I'm not sure what you'd call them, running half length of the build. It's pretty cool. It's got these that can kind of move up and down if you want that. It's got this one spring-loaded shooter here, which if you're not sure how that works, I'll show you in a second. And on the bottom, it has a 2x2 clear brick, some stability Technic pieces, and it has a handle on the back for a figure. So the next build we'll look at is the tent. It's got some very nice details with the pot and this bone here. Place that figure here, dish back here. Probably set another figure really anywhere. It's got this pillar up here, supposedly holding up the tent. And out front, it's got this Technic piece to represent logs on the fire. And it's got this small flame piece to represent the flame itself. Kind of some dark gray stoned slopes to represent rocks around it. Got a nice area here for figures, and got this little clip here for figure weapons or whatever. This build is okay. I would have hoped it would have been a cloth piece when first rumored, but overall I think it's very good. It serves its purpose quite well. So the next build we'll look at is the Mandalorian speeder in this episode of the show. It's got a cool sleek build up front, two separate builds kind of with two rods connecting. The handles right here. It's got two blasters up front type thing. It's got some design on the side, whether it be a step for getting in. Got two clips, hooks for like the Mandalorian's weapons. Got a backpack, the classic backpack that's been around for years. Then it's got the holder for Baby Yoda. And I'm gonna put everything on here, kind of show you the features. So as you can see, I put everything on. Got two guns, one on each side. The Mandalorian sitting here. Then you have Baby Yoda sitting in the holder. So now I'll show you the spring-loaded shooter. It's pretty simple. You just press down like this. But it's pretty cool. Pretty nice design feature. You can knock down figures. But it's not nice if you have to go look for it for about an hour. Now let's jump into the manual of the set. It's got kind of weird inconsistency with Darth Vader here instead of the Mandalorian. Just pretty much like the same as the box art on the front. Has some cool ads at the end though, where it has all the figures for each of the sets coming out. TIE Fighter, the Falcon, the Imperial Shuttle, shouldn't have a blue lightsaber though. The Microfighter Battle, the X-Wing, the 4+ X-Wing, the set we just reviewed, and it has each build for each of those sets I just mentioned, with the TIE Fighter, the Falcon, the X-Wing, the Microfighter Battle, the Imperial Shuttle, the Resistance X-Wing, and then the set we just reviewed. Overall, this set is pretty great. I would have recommended picking it up. I would rate the minifigures as pretty great. I would give them, say, an 8 out of 10. Mainly the Beskar Mandalorian pulling that weight. Then for the builds, I give it about 7. All the builds are pretty great besides that tent, which is kind of wonky in my opinion. With that being said, that's about it for this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. and I'll see you in the next video.